Well, friends, we have reached the end of the zodiacal year in Pisces season. So before we go and start off a new zodiacal year, I wanted to give you some health recommendations for all those who have Pisces in their chart or are a Pisces sun sign. So here we go. As previously mentioned, Pisces rules the feet, the lymphatic system of the body, blood, as well as energetic, emotional, and spiritual bodies. So think aura in this case. The key concept with the dietary and nutritional aspects for Pisces is we want to think the idea of freedom. Pisces nutrition is a dance between finding food and finding freedom and joy to help the body feel maintained as well as protected. So enforcing a bunch of food rules for Pisces doesn't really go that well for them. So if you are a Pisces, give yourself permission to trust yourself in that freedom. One basic thing I want to mention is that Pisces can be very sensitive to mycotoxins or mold in small amounts because of its damp and moist nature, which is also ruled by their planetary ruler, Neptune. Pisces often report suffering from different types of food allergies, sensitivities, or intolerances because they're much more of a sensitive sign that they can pick up on these things a lot easier. Because of these intolerances, they can have a number of different symptoms that they can experience. So in this kind of case, it would actually be a very good idea to do a food elimination diet. Therefore, you can add little types of foods back into their diet so they can actually see what they can tolerate or not. That being the case, it's good to stock up on vitamin C rich foods for that anti-inflammatory as well as immune modulating effects that they provide. It's also beneficial for them to have good sources of red meat as well as shellfish for that zinc content to help stimulate that immune system as well. Another key note I want to point out is that Pisces actually probably need more sleep than the average sign because they tend to be very vivid dreamers and they really need this, especially since they're these sensitive types. In terms of movement for Pisces, think fluidity because they want to make sure that they have good angular rotation, balance, and strong foot position for any of the movements they want to incorporate. So think graceful and flexible in this kind of case. And a big key point for them is to do their exercise barefoot so they can really strengthen their vital source of their feet as their power. This same principle applies to running, especially if you can do it barefoot and by water, since they're a water sign. In addition to yoga, things like animal flow, seen above, can be a very good thing to strengthen the feet as well as the limbs and keep that fluidity going to actually help strengthen a Pisces' overall vitality. Also, sports like synchronized swimming, diving, and surfing can be all types of sports that Pisces can really benefit and feel a very good recharge from. Before I get to the clinical key points, I want to point out this idea of what's called a torus field and why it's important for a Pisces and how it encapsulates everything about all the zodiac signs actually. If you look at the key sign right here of what represents Pisces, this actually represents the outer part coming back into full completion again. And Pisces being the last sign of the zodiac, this represents that completion. Hence why the feet at the very bottom of the human body represents the completion and our connection with the earth. Now, with that being said about Pisces, their feet being their most important asset to them, oftentimes I can see a lot of Pisces patients come in with feet problems, and then once we get those feet problems fixed, whether it be an adjustment or whether it be by teaching them how to walk properly, they can actually become much healthier as a result of this. You'll see it translate in terms of like their health all the way up to the top of their head. With that also being said, they can be prone to depression. Again, this sensitivity nature of them can also be part of that, hence why the sleep is so important for them as well. They can be also kind of prone to some type of autoimmune symptoms that can be from either dysregulated lymph fluid or blood-borne diseases. It just depends on the individual. Again, this is not for everybody. This is just what they can be prone to. Aside from that, some Pisces are some of the sweetest people you ever meet, and they probably have the most connection to the divine out of any of the signs overall. So I hope from all these different reels, TikToks, videos, whatever you want to call it, I hope you've learned something. I hope this can help benefit you in some sort of way, whether it be in your physical, chemical, spiritual, or emotional practices in life. And I am blessed and honored to be part of this profession as a chiropractor and as a healthcare practitioner. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your Pisces season.